you.
Oh, you want just close?
Okay. We are live today to celebrate Earth Day. I almost forgot what we were celebrating. I woke up this morning and I was like, oh my gosh. What should we do? 1 second, okay? I'm just going to make sure that we are live. We are. Okay, here we go. So I'm working on a fossilized coral project. It's been in the works for a couple of months. I had to sit with it till I really liked it. And I do. Gonna make some changes. I think what is going to be the biggest change is I asked Jason to stamp me a charm. So I'm kind of excited to put that on and I'll show you what it looks like. Hi, Judy. How are you? Okay. So this is fossilized coral. Look at how pretty. And then I have a little matching mushroom. All right, so the first thing I did was I changed the connection between the clasp and the bracelet. It was just not working because the ring was so big. So I thought it'd be a really good time to just pop in with some design tips. Things you might not think about as a designer, things we all forget. Just scoop up all my gold scrap. I was making some jade jewelry yesterday. Okie dokie. And then I just used a 4mm 20 gauge jump ring to attach the clasp to the first bead. Hi Amy. Hi Debbie. Okay. So one thing that I like about using this 13mm lobster is it has a really nice opening. Lobsters come in different sizes, so when I use a 9mm, which is the smaller one, it's a really cute size. I do love the 9, but it doesn't open really big, right? You can't get that mouth open as big. So a 9mm lobster works well with like a 24 gauge wire, but let's say you want to hook it onto a 18 or 16 gauge. The mouth has to open larger, so a lot of times you want a larger clasp in general. So the smaller the clasp, the smaller the opening, then the thinner the item has to be that it hooks onto. So this is my Earth Day project, and I'm actually going to make some of these to sell for Earth Day. And to make it special, and take this off. I have to rethink what I'm going to put at the end. So I use gold fill wire, 22 gauge, and I think I'm going to finish it with a rose gold bead. I like the multi metals. Hey Pam, I'm using gold fill wire, gold fill clasp, and I'm going to use a rose gold bead to end the project. I think that's going to be so cute. There is a problem though, so then I was like, okay, this is even a better reason I should pop on. Okay, so when you're wire wrapping, let me just show you and explain as I go. I'm terminating with my end bead. If you don't remember what size wire wraps you're making, just put it back on. So you do remember. And continue. Like so. All right, and here comes the challenge. When you're using a thin gauge wire, this is a 22, so it is on the thinner side. And you put it on this large hole. This was a Bali bead that, no, tie. It's a hand stamped tie silver bead. When you put it on, it is going to swim around because the hole is large. See that? It's going to shift left and right. Hi June. Hi Pat. So what I would recommend is using a little bead on either side to fill the hole and to stop that shift. Like this. Now we do have smaller, but I'm going to use this one because I think this is a 3mm. It's an easily accessible size, okay? So I'm going to add this on to this last ring. When I make prototypes at home, a lot of times I may not have everything that I want to use, so I kind of make do with what I have. So by looking at this prototype, I would say I did not have a gold ring. Thus, I put a copper ring at the end, which is cute. But when I'm selling something, I really want everyone to have the best metals possible. So I'm going to upgrade that right now to a gold fill ring. And that's going to go in this last wrap. You don't have to end it on a precious metal. You could have ended it with a bead, another fossilized coral bead. However, let me bring the mic a little closer. However, I like it with a bit of something unexpected. Right there. Okay, so the mushroom is back on. And I just had Jason stamp a little charm that says grow. And I'm going to hook that on there. I'm looking around because I don't think I have a jump ring. So you can always make a jump ring. Let me find some wire. Maybe I do have a jump ring. Give me 1 second. How many of you feel that same way? Like when you're about to bead, you're like, I don't have a jump ring in every size, or I'm missing a head pin in a certain length. I think that's just part of it. That's part of being creative. I've given up trying to think that I'll have everything that I need at one given time. It's hard because you don't know which way you're going to shift and what you're going to do. What is this wire? 20 gauge. Maybe since this is a copper charm that says grow, I'm just going to make a copper jump ring. That's what I'll do. I do have a piece of wire just floating around. Okay. So always grab your polishing cloth and wipe your wire. Take off all the tarnish. It does make the wire more slick and smooth and easier to work with. Okay. And I'm looking at the distance between the hole and the edge and how far I'm going to need to make it. And so what size jump ring will that be? I think it'll be a number 2 on the wrap-in tab. But we shall see, because if it's not, then I'll do it on the number 3. Hi, Susanna. Happy Earth Day, my friend. I'm just showing a bracelet that I'm making. It's a custom order. Well, the first one's mine. So this is a finished piece of jewelry. But for those of you that like to DIY, contact us, because I did have a couple extra sets of everything. So if you want to make your own, and perhaps you bought certain pieces and you're just like, all I need is the coral or whatnot, I did put some on the side for you guys. That's it. So I have my mushroom. I have a little grow charm stamped on a heart. It's copper. Fossilized coral. Those are 8 millimeters. It's so cute. I just wanted to finish it together. So when I do make jewelry, finished jewelry, and I sell it, I try to always, I love colorizing everything. But the hard part is if I don't know like the size of the person I'm making it for. So I do have to get measurements. So I really don't just make jewelry and then put it out there. If it's a store sample, yes. But if it's a custom piece, I have to find out like, what do they do? Do they want it more fitted? What color range do they like? Because if they're very tanned, I might say, hey, and you like lighter colors, I'll save the darker ones. Maybe you can do a pair of earrings and I'll put the lighter ones on there, vice versa. So I love making custom jewelry. So that's like, you know, exactly what you want. But I also love only making a few. So I don't know. How do you guys feel about when you're designing? I like this bracelet. So I'm going to keep the first one for me. If you wire wrap larger loops, you can hook in there so it's a little bit more adjustable. So if you're giving this as a gift and you're not too sure how big, then you can make your wire wrap loops themselves a little larger. Like, I think I made those like right there, halfway. So a good spot, if you want to make all your loops larger, is like 3/4, like right there. And on the 3/4 size, it becomes a really awesome size that you can just hook in way more easily than what I did. It's a little bit awkward because that loop is tiny. So that is like a little share and tell. And the other thing, what else was I working on that I can show you today? Having a little bit of coffee. I feel sluggish. Maybe it's because we went to a plumeria farm yesterday and stayed in the sun, and I did not drink enough water. I was going to make a necklace with a piece of jade. So for this necklace, I was trying to determine exactly, you want to stay around and see what I'm going to do with this teeny little donut. Okay, I'll take this jade donut right here. It's really small. This is a 8 millimeter donut. Okay. And you can drill these if you need a slightly larger hole. So sometimes working with a donut, it can be like, what are you going to do with it, right? Put a jump ring in it, straight string it. I was like bead weaving through it and it did not look good. Hey, Vass. So instead, you can take out your donut. This is a really cute necklace I'm about to make. Well, in my mind, it was really cute. So, come on. It's a little stuck. I did not drill out this one. I was like, I'll just leave it. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I do need this chain in order to make this project work. So if you are going to drill it, you can use just like a motorized reamer, because it already had a hole, and the jade, even though it is a very hard and durable stone, it was not that hard to drill. So I just need a big hole, big enough that I can get 2 chains in. And don't forget, you can always use the fishing line trick of putting a fishing line through and then just pulling it through using a fishing line as a leader. I'll just show you. Rather than struggling, I will do it as a demo. Here we go. Take your fishing line, string on your chain, and pull through. Okay. So I was thinking this would be a really cute necklace. That's it. What's your thoughts? I'm going to measure it and see if this is long enough. This was a prototype chain. Oh, it is. It is 8 inches. So I think this is going to be perfect. I don't know about you guys, but I love buying donuts, and then I'm always like, I don't know what I'm going to make. I made earrings yesterday. Really, really cute earrings. Hold on. I think they're right here. So this is going to be on our release for jade earrings in a couple weeks. I'm trying to get my act together. Look how translucent this jade is. So very, very simple. Just a chain hooked through and jump ringed. What was not simple was keeping the chain orderly. I will explain, okay? I'm gonna find a bigger chain to explain it with, because this is something I think really important that you may not think about when you're designing. Okay, here we go. First you have a chain like this. And there you go. You can see that it's in every other chain, right? It's flat. The second one is this way. So the hole on the loops that you see right now, the holes you see are top down, which makes the ones on the side front to back. When you take a chain like this and you circle through and close it, you can't just hook it. Okay. Let me show you with an example. Okay, first, I'm going to put the jump ring through the side to side one. Then the next link is front to back, side to side, front to back. So when you hook the last link that you go into should be a front to back or a side to side. Hold on. So I am in a side to side. The last one on my links, boy, this is a lot harder to explain than I thought because it's very slippery. Oh, there we go. you can see that the last link is a front to back, lying flat on my hand, right? This is side to side. So you cannot make it come closed. So you need to clip off the last link, which I'm not going to do because this is a gold fill piece of chain. So we're going to pretend just for, and I'll go into the second to the end one. Okay, so now I am in a side to side and I end on a side to side ring. That means when you close the loop off, you have to hook through it without twisting the chain. Otherwise, it does not sit nicely. I wish there was an easier way to do this. So if somebody knows an easier way, so what I did is make sure I had my jump ring ready. This is just a demonstration. Folded it in half, and then when you look from it from the side, oh, I don't know if you can see it, but you'll see that all of the links are directly next to each other and nothing is twisted. Okay, if you do it this way, when you make these earrings and you've looped through the donut, it will sit more evenly than if the chain twists. All right, now I need you to tell me if that even made the smallest bit of sense. I did not prepare to tell you about that. It's just something I figured out, and I wanted to share that with you in case you did not know. That is something you should think about. And if it seems that important, I can do another video for it. Hi Susan, hi Giovanna. So if you don't mind just commenting and letting me know if you're like, oh my God, that seemed like good information, but I did not get it. Yes, you can watch it on replay. You definitely can. So the main point was when you fold your chain in half and you hook through it to make a loop, you can't just grab it like this and flip it and put it. I mean, you can. But chances are that it's not going to sit balanced and making a very smooth loop. And I noticed that when I just hooked it anyway, it torqued the earring. So the earring didn't sit face forward. It started to turn out to, oh, you can't see, turn out to the side. You know what? I got to get some glasses on. The eyeglasses with a video camera, because the shooting top down and then turning it like this, oh my God. Okay, that was that tip. So for this one, for something like this where the chain is so thin and it's going through the jade, let me show you how I deal with that. I don't know if you can see from the top down view because it's a little tricky, but I'll just do it anyway and walk you through. First, make sure that your wire fits through the last chain. If you don't know what wire you have, grab your wire gauge. Always start with a bigger hole. 21, 22, 23, 24. Barely fits. So this is a 24 gauge. I think I want to use a 26 to make my life easier. So this one's thinner. I'm going to prep my wire wrap loop. I like the puppy waving, that's so cute. And I'm going to open it and take one chain in first. Now what I just showed you about folding the chain in half and going in directly opposite, that is very, very hard when you're using a piece of chain that is 18 inches long. You know, try and super thin. So for something like this, I just make sure that I hold it up straight up and down, and that it's falling the way that I want it to. Then I pick up the other side and I just go into the other side. So it's taken a lot of the twist out. but it's probably not going to sit exacting the way that I just showed you, which is a-okay. Because when you're wearing it, as long as there's not like a really like a natural twist when you put it on there, it should sit pretty balanced and look just like two chains like this. So wire wrapped through both the chains, put on a little bead, and then a clasp. For this one, I am going to use a lobster because I really want something lightweight on the back side, because my donut on the front is very, very small and lightweight as well. So I don't want to compete with a heavy back where it's going to keep turning, and trying to keep it as light as possible. The other idea that I had for this necklace is from this jade piece here, what if we hung a charm? You know, let me just stick this earring in there so that the jade was like a holder and then you could hang things in there. Not sure if that's going to work. I might have to drill all of those jade pieces out. But these, I love to chit chat and give you ideas and give you some food for thought. So when you go to design, you have all kinds of seemingly maybe not so helpful information until you get to that part where you're like, oh no, now what do I do? You know, that's kind of the times when all of these little tricks help. Well, you know, you can fit a 20 gauge also into here. Okay, so I'm going to do the other side, and then I'll put it on a neck and I'll do a quick photo for you guys. But this fold in half style, just going through, you know, something that has a large loop, it's really cute. It's really, really, really cute. If you can, use a thinner gauge wire on the back side of your necklace to lighten the load of weight. You can use a spring ring clasp, which weighs less than a lobster. You know, do anything you can to be conscious of the weight on the back of your necklace to balance out what is on the front of your necklace, okay? I mean, if you want, you can go to throwing it on your scale and doing that. The 8mm donuts are not on the website. It is a secret old stash of jade that that we recently got. I will release it on the Ohana Premium if you guys want to see some. I'd be happy to put it there. And then you can let me know if there's anything you like. We are actually launching it as a finished jewelry line, but I would be happy to pop it onto the premium channel if you guys are interested. Look, I'm so busy chit-chatting. Do you know what mistake I made? Somebody guess. What mistake did I make? You know, it's so funny. I always think I should just pre-record, not talk, and just record it through and then just play it back. But then I'm like, I don't know, that sort of loses some of that real connection of being here, you know? Does anybody know why I had to cut that apart? Well, I'll just tell you. It's because I made the loop way too tiny. That the clasp, whoever wears this, and it might be me, would have a very hard time finding it on the back of your neck. Ah, that is a good call. Forgetting the jump ring. Yes, if I was going to put a soldered ring at the end, I did forget that. But on this one, Giovanna, I decided not to put a soldered jump ring. And I'll tell you why. Can you give me 1 second so I can actually do a demonstration of why I have not been using a soldered ring on some of my projects. It could be. Okay, hang on. I don't want to make any more mistakes. Okay. When I have this on the back of my neck, right, and then I'm going like this, trying to find it, y'all know what I mean. When I have a jump ring dangling from it, let's just use this fake one as an example. Where did that copper jump ring go? I've been using it for all kinds today. When it's dangling at this angle, you're holding the stiff part for the ring. Joanna, where is it? Okay, you ready? You ready? I can find this piece here because my finger's guiding it. I can't find this little ring. And so I find myself just scooping, 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 and not hooking onto anything, which I find frustrating. So for my jewelry, and for the ones that I've been making recently, I have just been doing this because I can find that a lot easier. I do like the soldered ring on the end. I do. And it depends maybe on your nails, because honestly, if you have really long fingernails and you're holding it and you're covering that, that could be hard. Maybe you do need that jump ring hanging out from it. So there's a lot of things to think about. But if you find that you're fiddling around, I think this is just, let me just go for it, you know, and hook into it. Okay, I'm going to put it on. I'm going to switch my camera and I'll show you my little necklace. I think it's a little bit large because I didn't custom fit the chain, but it's okay. Toot toot, Waffles. Oh, Waffles, toot toot. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm so sorry. Toot toot, girly. Okay. Okay. One moment. Okay. Here is my, let me take, oh, I am going to teach you guys soon how to do this with a basic wire wrap that you can put two things on. Oh no. Okay. Gotta get this to focus. Follow. We'll just sit here and see if it will follow me. Is it? Oh my God. Okay, anyway, here is my necklace. I'm sorry that I am not focused. I cannot run around to the back of the camera, which is like beyond my arm's reach. Let's see if I go very far away. My mom made this shirt, and so I thought it'd be perfect for Earth Day. Okay. At what point do we say it's not working? Here's my necklace. I'll take a picture and I will post it for later. Jason and Nancy are busy. So here it is. Very, very simple. You can decide if you want to hang something from it, but I like it. It's very elegant. I used a very, not very, but I used a thinner chain as well, so it was really easy to put through here. I did have the jade in other colors, and some of them had tinier loops than others. I'll also show you some of my failures. So I was trying to wrap it, but I didn't like what was happening. You know, like from the front, it's kind of cute, right? It's got a loop, it's got a wire wrap. I double wrapped it. From the front, the side, and the back, it's kind of like, so if it flipped, I would not be happy. So I'm working on that right now for a very simple way that you can just wrap a donut with a single wrap. It could be that I need to use a thinner wire, but this is already working in 26 gauge half hard. I do have an awesome mom, and you know what? She actually didn't make this for me. I found it in her closet when I sleep over, and I was like, Mama, can I wear this to work? And then I'm so lucky because she's like, oh, you can just keep it. So that is the jade necklace. Ooh, may I show you one more pair of earrings? And then I gotta get to work. Hold on. So this month's Easter gift was these gems. They're so cute. So this is dyed jade. I would like to tell you that a lot of jade, when it comes in these intense colors of pink, purple, and green, it's always dyed, and it's usually not jade. It's usually a material that's translucent, like sometimes it's a serpentine. It's a softer stone, so it can take colors easier. And so they call it jade, but I don't want you to think, yeah, that's jade. It is not jade. It's not even jadeite or nephrite. It is a dyed bead. I'm not gonna try and set the industry terms on fire and change it all together, so I'm just gonna call it dyed jade myself. But the bottom one, this white one at the bottom, it's a rainbow moonstone. So this was this month's Easter gift with purchase, and then I turned it into these earrings with a sterling silver cherry blossom on one side and a leaf on the other. Sorry, I'm trying to stay steady. And then I added it to this particular earring because that way, when you're done with your Easter mochi like earrings, you can just unhook it and then you can add something else on. Like that. Or you could put on something like that. That's cute. Totally unintended. That's a kyanite. But these are interchangeable lever backs. Sorry, mine is not shiny anymore because I've touched it so many times and not cleaned it. It was like a store sample on the side, but pretty cute, right? And now you have something you can make when you get your cute little mochi like beads. That's just one idea. Or if you're like, I can't wrap it, just message me and I can wrap it onto your choice of charms. And then you can just hang it on your leverback earring. Okay, thank you very much. That was fun. I just really wanted to do something for Earth Day to acknowledge that it's a very special day with a project with my fossilized mushroom bracelet. If you're interested in the bracelet, message us. I have only a handful to be able to do this. It's not like we did not buy these as a set. We got the fossilized coral years ago, and then we got the mushrooms, I think a couple years after that. And then I was just like, oh my God, they're so cute together. And I know some of you may have gotten all of the pieces already, so I want to inspire you, and hopefully you can make something like this. Okay, happy Earth Day!